Hello children, in this video we're going to be looking into adding transition. So now we are on the home tab. We're going to go into the tab that says transition. When I click on this, I see a lot of transition options here under the transition to the slide ribbon. So when I click on the drop down option here, I get to choose many more transition option. So now for the first slide, I'm going to add the transition, I'm going to click on the first slide and then choose a transition. So you see that's how it's going to look. So on the second one, I'm going to go down and choose the next one. For the third one, I'm going to select a different one. For the fourth slide, let's add this. For the fifth one, I'm going to add the box, and for the sixth one, let's add this. And for the last one here, the last one, as if I'm sending a message. Oopsie, I think I added it on this, so let's quickly change it. So I'm going to be adding the box here. So when I click on this, so let's quickly go into the slideshow and say from beginning. So when I say from begin, this is how it's going to open. You can hear the sound that is playing there. Tiger is a myth. So this is how the transition is going to look like when you do a slideshow. So now to make it look more, I want the last slide to go as a bird or as an origami transition. So I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to go into transition and I'm going to add the box for this, and then when I come down to this one, I'm going to add the origami so that you see that the bird is flying. So now here somewhere I have added an audio on this slide. I'm going to be deleting this. When I go down to the slideshow and say from beginning, okay, this looks good, but then however I don't want to add a transition on this. I would simply go with zoom. This looks better, so let's quickly do this from the beginning. The message is sent, and this is how I would want the transition to be applied on the slides. So now coming down to the animation, let's go to the first slide here. Transition is usually applied on the slides, whereas animation can be applied on the text box and the pictures that we have added here. So now I'm going to go into I'm going to start adding it for the pictures here. I'm going to say fade in. I'm going to say appear, or maybe something else. No, that's not the spin I'm looking for. This one, yeah, that would be something I would like to add. I have the birds here. So you saw that some of the options of animations are present here, so I have added it to the tiger. We have added it on the lion here. So when I do a slideshow, the music is going to start. When I click, the tiger is going to come, then it's going to be the lion, and then it's going to go on to the next slide. So now here, do you see the number? When we are on the animation tab, you see that the number has been added here. The first would be the music that's played. So here I'm going to go down to playback, and I'm going to say automatically. So this is not going to be in the number. So when I go down to animation, you see that the tiger is going to come, and then it's going to be the lion. The second animation which is added here is for the lion. So what I'm going to do here is, okay, so under the animation tab, you just saw the first ribbon animation, and you added a few animations here. So now if you move a little further here, we have the timing ribbon, under which we can set the timings with which we want the animation to be displayed. So instead of saying on click, I'm going to say with previous, which means that as soon as a slide is played, the animation is going to come in automatically. So now I can set the duration. It says 50 seconds, so I'm going to keep it there. And then the next one would be the lion. So here on the lion, I'm going to say automatically with previous. Okay, you see the option that there's also something called as after previous. So I would say with previous, that is, both the things are going to come together. So now, since we have set up this, if I go down to the slideshow and say from beginning, you see that the tiger and the lion happens together. However, I want my lion to be visible, so let's quickly figure out how to make it stay here. So I have added the option here under the exit called as swirl. I don't want it to exit, I just want it to stay there. So instead of saying that, I'm just going to use this random one so that it stays there, and I'm not going to make it exit. And then over here I'm going to say with previous. Okay, so let's look into this. When I do the slideshow, you see that both of them and the music starts together. So now I'm going to stop this here. Now here we have the birds, so we can make it look as if the birds are flying up and down. So for this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the bird, and I'm going to go down to animation. Under animation here we have something called as motion path. We also have the other animations here. I would want you to explore the other animations. We would go into the motion path here. When I click on the motion path, you see that a path is set here. However, I wouldn't want it to come down. So what I would do is I'm going to click on this option here. When I get I'm going to click on the arrow and I'm going to make it go up, and then instead of saying to, that is on click, and I'm going to say with previous. Yeah. So now when I go down to the slideshow and I'm going to say begin, you see that the bird just flew up. So now under the animation, instead of just making it go up, I would say custom path. When I say custom path, you see that it's going up, and then from here I'm going to make it come down, and then again I'm going to make it go up. So let's see if this, okay, it's still on the top. I can still see the small line. I'm going to make it go down like that. Okay, so it's going to go up, down. Now let's do the slideshow. I'm going to click on slideshow, say let's look into the animation. If I said with previous, so now it's going to play with the previous. I'm going to go down to the slideshow and say from beginning. So you just saw that the bird went up and down. So you can apply animations to each and every picture or the text box or the text which is present. So you just now learned to add animation on the picture and also the motion path animation, and to set the sequence in which you want the animation to be present. You also learned how to arrange the animation. As in, when I go into the animation tab, you see that it says 000. However, if I want the tiger to come first, I'm going to keep this at 1. Then if I want the lion to come down next, I'm going to say after previous, that is, it's going to be set to 2 and then set to 1. And then if I say the bird, I'm going to again say after previous. So when I do a slideshow here, you would see that the lion would come, tiger would come, lion would come next, and then the bird. You just now saw that the tiger would come first, lion would come next, and then the bird would come. So now let's see it once again. You just now saw how the animation can be done on the pictures. So now when it comes to text, I'm going to select the text, go into animation. When I go into animation, I can simply say flying, wherein the entire text box flies in. I don't like the way it's coming in, so I'm going to simply say zoom. So this looks okay to me. So let's see when I do a slideshow, or let's see when I go into animation. Instead of saying on click, I want to say with previous. So here I'm going to go down here and say from beginning. Okay, so this is how it's going to look. So you can try adding animation and play around with the regular animations and the motion path animation. You can do try the different kinds of animation and transition and share them with me. So that's it for this video. Keep learning, keep exploring.